everybody, and welcome to Live with Cheryl. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. 2026 has started, y'all. Hello, hello. I am your host, Cheryl Mebane, and welcome to Live with Cheryl. So, in this little environment, I update you on all kinds of things that I do. I'm a creative person, I'm a researcher, I got all kinds of things going on, and we try to share here things that inspire us and keep us healthy. Welcome to season 6 in 2026. Live with Cheryl, y'all. Season 6, season 6. There's been lots of shenanigans going on. Never a dull season. So, let's kick it off with one of the things I like to do on the show, which is updates as I create. So I have a lot of different things that I do in my creative business and my consulting business. I want to do quick updates on that. And then because it's the first day of the new year, I also want to update y'all on some good things, some inspiring things I've been finding that have been going on in the world at large. So updates with me, continuing to do songwriting, singing, targeted for licensing for film and TV, which I've been blessed to have licensed my original music in the past, thanks to Tangria Jazz Group and getting connected with different people for placements mostly on TV. But the saga continues, and I'm songwriting and singing for that purpose, and also doing songwriting for an AI project. So with music, that's going on. With, let's see, Keynote, I am working on a grant to get some support for some parts of me relaunching my speaking business in this Keynote concert format that I've talked about before. So that's going on. I'm also working with writing on editing the second new screenplay that I wrote in 2025. So that is underway, the edits for that. Finished that, have the rough draft, that's done. Also wrote for an AI project some poetry recently, so that's been good to get back into my poetry vein. In terms of acting, I've been doing some acting around AI projects, but also acting, doing auditions and doing acting for the Duke Standardized Patient Program. And that will continue for me a little bit more scaled back in 2026 so I can focus on some other projects that are a little bit more lucrative for me. But I love to be able to help the people who help other people through the program there. They work with medical students, they work with physical therapy students, they work with nursing students. So they do a lot of good things. And I like to be a part of groups that help a lot of people. Let's see. I think when it comes to research, mostly I'm using my PhD background in chemistry and some of the things that I've done in the past in federal government and other places that are related to my PhD in chemistry. Probably using those skills more so for AI, but I also still do have a research project of mine that when I'm not busy with clients and not busy with other projects that are creative projects, I throw a little bit of time over to that. So I think I've covered most areas. I will be updating y'all a little bit more about things I've been doing over on Patreon because I also have a few. Oh, y'all can't see me completely. I also have a few things going on over there, most recently to end 2025 and go into 2026. So fun things are happening, including this AI generated backdrop. Y'all can see that my hands sort of disappear into that sometimes. I'm having a good time, y'all. So I think I covered a lot of the updates as I create. Love collaborating with y'all out there. Love to share some of the music that comes and some of the art that comes from some of the things I've been talking about. Let me know what y'all are up to. Y'all know in other seasons of Live with Cheryl, I've not only had my guest host, my sister, Dr. Felicia Mebane, but I've also had a couple of other guests who were creative people or interesting people to talk to. So y'all let me know if y'all want me to reach out to different guests. I wanted to move over quickly because we have so much we want to do. I'm going to start off at a brisk pace for 2026, y'all. I want to move over quickly to share my screen so you can look at this source that I found. So I'm always all about some inspiring things, and y'all know I really care about helping other people and whatnot. So what I'm going to show is going to be a resource that I found on the way to the health trivia that I'm going to share with y'all later today. That's one of our Live with Cheryl segments that y'all may be familiar with. And this is from a group called Center. So this has been around for, I don't know, decades, a few decades. And so when I was back there at Berkeley, they were actually forming. I didn't really know a huge amount about them, but I think I remember them vaguely. So that center is interested in, sorry, I think my fancy backdrop went away. Hey, y'all, look at the beautiful, colorful stuff my family has given me. Y'all can see some of the backdrop. Ooh, the facade cleared, and now you can see some cool, fun, colorful things. Anyway, so this Center for let's see, Greater Good Science Center at Berkeley has a lot of different resources. They have a magazine. They have research that they support, mostly I think for people who are actually students or faculty at Berkeley. But anyway, y'all can look at it a little bit more. But I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see what I'm talking about, because they actually compiled some of the good news that has been something that probably all of us could be uplifted by to learn about it from what's been going on in 2025 that we might not have been checking on. So I'm going to share a little bit of that with y'all. Share my screen and share some good news. And if y'all know some other good news, let me know. Sometimes, y'all, we need to grab onto it where we can get it. Okay, there we go. I think y'all can see that. Greater Good Magazine. So I want to point out the website, greatergood.berkeley.edu. And again, when I finally get around to updating some of the links and things on social media, I will put that up, but it's greatergood.berkeley.edu. Like UC Berkeley, that's the center. And so, as I mentioned, they put together 10 inspiring signs of progress from 2025. There's a lot going on in 2025 that wasn't exactly inspiring for me. So I was interested to see what this was going to share. Let me get some of these things out of the way. Look at this, an unprecedented murder drop in the United States. That's wild. It may be one of the largest one-year drops on record. That's a little bit shocking, y'all. I'm surprised at that. I mean, just because I don't think I've been following a lot of year-end news. So maybe those of y'all who have been following year-end news, maybe y'all heard that stat. But that's an interesting one. And I mean, goodness, how much less drama and trauma is going to be created from that. The second one, marine conservation victories. After decades, it seems like the list of endangered species uh, is having some, I guess, good news. I'm trying to skim quickly here. The green sea turtle was reclassified. So it was downgraded from being higher up in terms of concern. So that's great. So there's been a 30% rise in their population. Okay. That's good for those of y'all who really, really focus on taking care of the creatures out there that inhabit this earth with us. Then that's a win for y'all's efforts. Good job. A new cancer vaccine era. So there've been some trials that are coming up on different mRNA vaccines, preventative vaccines for lung cancer. Ooh, phase 1 trials. That sounds promising. Y'all can go in and read more, but there are health-related things. There's public health-related stuff, renewable energy-related little news stories here, stories about people just supporting those who need to be supported around, SA. I guess on social media, we're not allowed to say certain things that are, you guys can read that, but I'm a little shocked that we're not allowed to say certain things on social media. But y'all can see people are getting their laws together to try to deal with some of the thornier, more traumatic types of crimes in Europe. HIV prevention is breaking records. An HIV prevention shot is breaking records. Look at that. An injectable shot provides nearly perfect protection. That's amazing. So the good news goes along in predicting bad weather and democracy spreading in different places in the world. So even if we might feel like there are lots of issues in some corners of the world, other corners of the world getting their stuff together, it looks like. And close out with no cell phones in schools. In South Korea and Sweden, they're banning the use of cell phones. And the U.S. is trying to have some restrictions in a lot of the states. Now, see, with connection to, I mentioned social media, and of course, here I am streaming on social media. I'm thinking that Probably the reason that people are encouraging that is because not only is it distracting in schools, but also there's lots of mental health issues associated, I think, with, let me try to close some of this, with social media and how a lot of us use it. That's why I try to be more inspiring on this show, y'all. There's a lot out there that can be a little less than inspiring, to say the least. So, y'all, I think that my environment is a little reshaped because I shared. You know what I'll do? I'll just go ahead and try to keep sharing if I'm going to have a little section there, because like I said, sometimes it takes me a while to get back to put those links up. So let me see, since this little square is still there, see if I can continue to share my little window here. Here we go. And let's see if we can do this. I'll go back to the greater good. But so I want to move into the, as I'm pulling that up, I want to move into the health trivia that I mentioned, that also I pulled from there, from the site here. And so let's see, maybe I'll do the health trivia. I'm trying to see how I can reshape some of my windows and things. I can share something else. I'm just going to stop sharing and see if it, no, okay. Well, it's live, y'all, and I'm just trying to see if I can get everything to get reshaped so it will be lined up properly. And it looks like no es bueno for reshaping things, but y'all can still see me. So on we go. So I like to do health trivia here, and partly to inspire everybody, partly to share information. And from that same organization, that Greater Good Science Center, I found something really great. I also had gone through on other social media sites where I follow people talking about things you can do to manage your stress and things you can do to be healthier, things people of all ages can do. And excuse me, I saw something similar to this on there. So all signs have been pointing to me to look into this. So y'all may be aware of this, but there's concepts called your best possible self. And the one that I ran across on Instagram was suggesting to do this kind of an exercise by envisioning things coming together for you in really positive ways in the next year. So here we are starting off 2026. This is right up my alley. So even if you don't do resolutions, even if you don't do formal goals and things, just visualizing, just picturing in some type of detail the kinds of things that you like to welcome into your life, that might be up your alley. It's up my alley. So there are a series of steps people can follow that people have done research on and found can be helpful to different groups trying to manage things, say about their mental health or their sense of efficacy and doing the things that they really want to do in their careers. So for different goals and with different groups of people, that center has studied the practices that they lay out for best possible self. And like I said, in general, it is just about visualizing in some detail what you want to see come to you, what you want to be doing, who you want to be talking to, how you want to feel about things that you care about. So with this, here's the health trivia question. Now that you got all that background, I hope you're excited to try these things out or to return to whatever practices work for you in terms of steering yourself or directing yourself where you want to go. So best possible self exercise is most useful when it is very A, general, or B, specific. So if you were listening to me, you might have heard me go ahead and spill the beans on that. But let me give y'all a chance to listen to some of the theme song and decide if you can come up with an answer. All right, so we have an answer from the chat, and that is correct. The answer is B, specific. And I did sort of give it away when I was trying to introduce y'all to things. I'm telling you, that's a sign, right? That 2026 is going to be easier, maybe, because y'all are being given the information. See, these little health trivia questions, they're getting easy for y'all. So you're supposed to be just having a smooth ride to positive choices. Maybe that's a good sign, right? So that is correct. Let me give the larger sentence here and the website that I pulled this from. So that exercise is most useful when it's very specific. And if you go to ggia.berkeley.edu, that's Greater Good in Action. There are a whole bunch of different little tabs there and little links you can go to there. And one of them is for the best possible self practices. So there's a long website here, but GGIA is greatergoodinaction.berkeley.edu/practice/best_possible_self. Long website, but I think the Greater Good Institute or Greater Good in Action, so Greater Good Science Center. Those are places you can go to online and get some good resources. And one of them is giving you tips on how to support visualizing things that you care about in a way that can really help your feeling. And then when your mind is right, y'all know you can get more things done in your life. And because the trivia was answered correctly, let me know out there if you want to hear theme song on the way out, or if you want to hear another song that I'll choose from. And in the meantime, I want to, as promised, let y'all know over on Patreon, where I have, thank you supporters for me on Patreon. I have 2 shows that I just put up this week to wrap up the end of 2025. And over there, I get into a little bit more detail about some of the things I'm looking into for 2026 that will show up here and show up on Patreon. So if y'all want to check those things out, I'm doing some movement over there, doing some planning over there. So there's a show that has a lot of movement, a lot of dance. And there's another show that has a lot of peeking behind the curtain for my plans for 2026. And so those are there. And just reminding y'all, patreon.com/Cheryl Mebane. That's where you can go and get some more sneak peeks. Sometimes I talk about interesting mixes of music remixes that I'm doing for opportunities for film and TV. So some of those mixes don't actually go out to the public because some of the clients don't want that to happen, but I still can put them behind that paywall and show y'all little clips and things there. So there's lots that's going on over there. That continues to be a space. And thank you patrons who support me there. And thank y'all for listening over here. Other song. Okay. Trivia winner. Other song indeed. So things are going on for you, I hope, in 2026. I really hope you're finding inspiring places. I hope that the year is starting off well for you. I hope that all of us can find the resources that we need, because there's lots of good information out there. If we can have a moment to grab it and put a little bit in action in 2026, I think we're going to see ourselves manifest, welcome, appreciate, enjoy, celebrate more. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. So other song, let me pull up something that I was singing a remix of this one, so I'll play a little bit of this. I think it's the instrumental version. It has a little count in there. I was using that to sing over, y'all. So thank y'all for your presence and your support. Turn this down a little bit. This is Shine. This is one version of Shine, one of my originals. And this is a very different version that I've been remixing lately. So it's sort of fun to get back to the roots of it. But anyway, I wanted to let y'all know when we're going to have another Live with Cheryl next, so we can rejoin each other. And also mention that, on Patreon, I'm going to be chatting there with patrons next Thursday. Usually it's an afternoon chat, but it can move in time if patrons are interested in that. So there are goings on that are going on over there. But let's move on to letting y'all know when the next Live with Cheryl will be, and then sending y'all on your way to your doings. Next Live with Cheryl is going to be the first Thursday in February. So February 5th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Y'all, thank you for your support. Thanks for all the love. There's lots going on in the world. Glad that we can take some time to be together and do this as part of that mix. Y'all take care. Bye.